in the spirit of the World Vaisnava Association, but after that I've not heard anything about it anymore. But now in Europe we are already in the 4th year now. We hope that we can go on. We will also discuss, I think one of the next points is to discuss for the next year's meeting. All of us who are present, all of us who share some enthusiasm for this idea, try to include all our friends, all our devotees who are known to us, and try to invite them so that this spirit can be more and more cultivated, can become more and more prominent. This will solve, first of all our individual needs for those who are participating. Because there are individual needs in spiritual life, there are institutional needs in the spiritual life, and of course there are some global needs of the world. And we have also to harmonize all these aspects. Because finally, maybe sound somehow a little bit egoistic like this, but finally we are responsible all for ourselves. And the more we are responsible for ourselves, the more we can also help others, so that they become responsible for themselves. If we think, oh, we are responsible for the world and like this, but we neglect or we miss to look properly into our devotional practice, then it will not work. One time I've heard of one devotee, a great leader, who came into some problem because of certain circumstances of life. He said, I went out to save the whole world, but I lost myself. So this is the big danger which is also there. So we have to harmonize all this. Global things, institutional things, with the individual spiritual need which is there. And for the proper teachings and proper association, this can be harmonized properly for the benefit of ourselves. Thank you very much. We hope to meet you, all of you, and those who can come to the next experience.
Thank you very much. The next person I request to address, very person, very concerned with the preaching. We are now here in the former communist countries. Nowadays, the world has changed so dramatically. When Srila Prabhupada went, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada went to Moscow to speak to Dr. Kotowski, was a very initial step into the Iron Curtain. I was at that time in Sweden. Prabhupada encouraged me very much to preach behind the Iron Curtain. The first Czech devotees were living, but the Vaisnava Maharaj was in Sweden. He went later to Yugoslavia and to Hungary and started the mission practically here with others together, right?
So practically he was co-GBC. He started in Hungary and that country, and we started here.
And you started here. So there was a great effort made in this regard. Nowadays the whole world has changed. So in as much it has changed, I want to ask Uttama Abhakti to see his vision for the future. Or because he was the first one of Srila Prabhupada's mission and disciple from Poland. So please tell us what you feel we should be very concerned with for this region of the world, specifically since we have this mela here.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, for me, it has been clear since many years back that we need to cooperate with each other. Since 1998, when I could learn something about internet, then I began to surf our internet, and I read anything possible I could do, I could find there. And the most things I found, there was some information about different quarrels going on between missions, between inside a mission, and it makes me very sad because it wasn't my vision from the beginning. Because I remember very well that when I met first Srila Prabhupada's messengers in my country, so they told me that we are going to spread this non-sectarian religion of Krishna. So, what it does really mean, non-sectarian? Where from comes the word sectarian, or word sect? So, it comes from a word section. Sections means a part of a whole. So to be non-sectarian means to do things all together as a part of a whole and not independently, without caring about each other, without knowing about each other. So as years passed by, we reached that situation that the Iron Curtain just had fallen down, or open it, if you please, if you wish to say so, and it became possible to many Gaudiya missions to went anywhere in the former communist countries. So right now we have the situation in my country, Poland, that slowly, by sure, new missions are coming there. But nobody knows about what World Vaisnava Association is or something. Therefore, after meeting with Paramadvaita Maharaj, I had decided to ask him to be secretary of WVA on Poland, because I want to make a common ground for all missions to cooperate. So for me there is no other options. It's only possibility. And as I'm still formally part of ISKCON organization, so I was working quite independently up to now, but when the Janmashtami comes and Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja, I decided so I will talk openly about need of cooperation under paraply or parasol or shelter of World Vaisnava Association, because I know that it must be done, and I don't care if anybody will follow. If nobody will follow, so I will walk alone. But hopefully Krishna won't let me down, because he didn't. So I will thank you for the inspiration, and I'm very happy today because today I'm in an association of